right, guys. All right, we are going to make now our pasta. We got to have salty water for our pasta. You're using the sea salt. And you use whatever pasta you like. If you like linguine, use that. This is spaghetti, and so that's what we're using, obviously. Now, you don't have to break it up. I just break mine in half. I don't want to cut it too small, but then again, I don't want to have a huge long piece, but you do, however you like it. If you don't like spaghetti, if you want to use linguine, hey, you could even use macaroni, whatever you like. We're going to let that cook till it's al dente. We bring that back to a boil, and while that is boiling, we're going to move on to our Alfredo sauce. Listen, I shouldn't say never, but let me set my watch. Hey Siri, set a timer for 8 minutes. We're going to go. All right, it's going to work. We're going to go 8 minutes on our pasta, and we're going to get this done in that amount of time. I'm sure. So, this Alfredo sauce, I would never eat, as I said, Alfredo sauce in a jar. I cannot imagine all the junk that would be in that, and we are doing healthy. So this is organic butter, and we are going to let the butter melt slowly with the cream. This is organic cream, again, not half and half, not whole milk. This is why there are a lot of calories in it, and that's true. But they are healthy. They probably have a lot of calories in them. Now we're going to let this slowly melt. Now we are not going to bring it to a boil. We are not going to try to do it quickly. We're going to take our time and let this slowly warm, the butter and the cream. I always do mine in a skillet like this, so it has a bigger surface on the bottom. And then all we're going to do to that later is we're going to add the Parmesan cheese. Now, you can buy Parmesan cheese in a shaker. I had one around here, but we're not using that. Now, if I were at home and I was a young mother and I had children around me hollering and screaming, and all I had was a shaker, a green shaker, or Parmesan cheese, I would use it. But I have the real thing today, and it is better. One thing I don't like about that other cheese, it also has some additives in it, that dry shaker cheese. The other kind of Parmesan cheese you could use is already shredded. You can buy that in the store in a container, a plastic container. We could have used that. But just like any other shredded cheese, it has cornstarch in it to keep the shreds from sticking to one another. So what we did was we bought some real, quote unquote, real Parmesan cheese. This is not Parmesan Romano. This is just straight up Parmesan cheese. It says it was aged 10 months and it came in a block like this. So that's what we're using. And what I did, I took, y'all, this is an old grater. I don't know if they do these anymore. I think either I got this when I married it was mother's. Ooh, I got to turn this down. It's not warming. It's trying to get a little too hot. So I grated it on the small side, the Parmesan cheese, and I came up with this. All right. So I've got it down, out of 10, I'm turning it down to 2. And I'm going to add this Parmesan cheese, and we're just going to melt it. Now remember, this is finely grated. I used the fine grating side of my grater, and I'm just going to stir it in. Let it melt, and basically it's done, guys. I mean, there's no cooking it. There's no flour in here to cook, to try to get it done. There is nothing in here but heavy cream, organic heavy cream, butter, and real Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add. Now you could put garlic in here if you wanted to. If you wanted to add some parsley in there to to create a little color, you could. I'm not going to add much salt because cheese is salty enough. This is done. That's it. So I'm just going to turn it. I'm just going to turn it off. Let me see if I can turn it off. All right, we're going to turn that off. When our pasta gets done, we're going to pour it through the colander, and we will have Alfredo sauce. We'll have our spaghetti sauce, and we'll have pasta. So we'll see you at the table.